It's Week 10 of the National Football League, and we'll see Brandon Ayuk. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Monarchs and the Black Knights, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for joining us, football fans. I'm Kate Scott, joined in the booth by my partner, Brock Hewitt. And this week, Brock, got one group coming in off a win, another off that well-earned bye. Should make for a really energetic game. I'm wondering if you think one has the advantage over the other.
Well, I'd like to know how every single body feels down there, but we don't. My guess is they're all hurting a little bit because once you get past the opener, you're never quite 100%. So I typically will lean with the team coming off a win. You feel good about yourself. You feel good in your preparation. But, yeah, that healthy team is usually the better team as well.
Matt Prater ready to get this one going. And we are underway in London. Jaden Reed to return this. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. They're led out by the 7th-year pro, comeback player of the year contender last season in Baker Mayfield.
There's just certain quarterbacks, the way they run on the field. You just say their name and just some adjectives and attributes pop up right away. For Baker Mayfield, scrappy, tough, a will to win. I'm not surprised at all to see himself back in the starting role. Not surprised at all to see him flourish. The dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. This is Alvin Kamara with it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. It was Osa Odigizua in on the tackle. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Counter give to Kamara. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down. Baker now off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
So on 4th down, outruns J.K. Scott to send it skyward. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. And there was nobody down there to get it. Punt hit at the 7, but continues on into the end zone for touchback. So they come on offense now, readying for their opening drive. Leading them out, the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft after a decorated career at UNC, it's Drake May.
While we all love to talk about the quarterback, he really wasn't at the forefront of their win last week, Kate. Kind of took a step back and let some of his teammates shine. Yeah, he made a good mark with a touchdown pass, a bad mark with an interception. Welcome to life in the NFL as a quarterback. You know he wants to make a little more noise, elevate everybody else a little better than he did a week ago.
Operating from the gun, here's May. Fryermuth there to bring it in. Good little rip there, looks like about 6. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here's the pistol snap to May. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They're set up at the 35 now. Completed out to the left on that quick throw. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Going play action, May. Able to hit Patterson, complete. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. To the air on 1st down, May. Taken in by Pierce. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp. 2nd and 6 coming up here. A give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And he's able to get this down to the edge of the red zone. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Once again, Patterson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal. May now from the gun. Forced out to his right. And they take this in for the score. The Monarchs have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Drake made the touchdown. An early reminder that while you're trying to account for all the options they've got on offense, Brock, you also got to be wary of how well he can run the football, too.
You know, one of the questions that I love that you ask in our production meetings to these D coordinators is, anything keeping you up this week? Anything this offense does in particular that's going to be really bothersome? And it's just this. Time and again, right? A quarterback that can run is such a weapon.
Now Prater on to send it away. Dearness Johnson to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Mayfield. Flushed out of the pocket. He can run it. It's a pickup of 26. And they'll have 1st down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Escapes out to the left. He's keeping it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up 1st down.
Well, I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains. It's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical first down.
He's keeping it again. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that gives them the first. From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's keeping it again. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
When a play breaks down, every once in a while, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on that ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that one.
Kamara. And he's going to fight forward and get in. Touchdown. The Black Knights cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Center return, Nyheim Hines. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. May. It's a completion to Michael Pittman Jr. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And that'll give him a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. May on 1st and 10. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs. They've got first down from the 31. Shotgun handoff for Patterson. Room to run inside the 20. And he's finally taken down at the 3. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
So all he needed to see right there before the snap. Defense way overcommitted to stopping the quick pass. Became real easy to hand it off and watch that running back do the rest.
That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll get back to the action in just a moment. We're back, and we'll join this drive already in progress to begin quarter 2. They've got 1st and goal to work with. And he's in for the touchdown. The Monarchs take a second quarter lead. Drake made the touchdown. Wow, Brock, hard to imagine a more effective play in their entire playbook for that particular spot right there.
You know, you get in this red zone, Kate, you want the ball in the hands of the guys you do trust the most to score. In a lot of cases, well, you trust your quarterback, and all he did was add to that trust.
Prater on for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Monarchs break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Prater on to send it away. On the return, here comes Reed. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Black Knights and running back Alvin Kamara trotting back out to the field. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting second right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara, and he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down. Here's a give inside to Kamara. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. That was Darius Williams on the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, Mayfield. That's Hill working the sideline, complete. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Running behind center with Kamara. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And they're going to have a 1st down.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Another run for Kamara. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad again.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. The Black Knights can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
On is Moody for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Black Knights tie things up at 14. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Monarchs and Cordero Patterson getting set for their next possession. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. On play action, here's May. Rolling, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Space past the 35. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
He calls for the fair catch and has it at the 22-yard line. The Black Knights returning their offense and this running back to the field. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Kamara gets it on the draw. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Give on second to Kamara. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. The rookie from Notre Dame able to take him down. Third down, 1 yard to go. They stay on the ground with Kamara. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
J.K. Scott on the punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. Puts this in at the 25. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Monarchs back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And among all the team's pass catchers, partner, he has been one of the brightest spots in this opening half. I mean, I think we agree he's outshined several of their receivers and tight ends that we're used to seeing be the guys to get those targets. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. We've got a break in the action. Looks like someone was shaken up on the play. Medical personnel out now to attend to him. Offense to the line for second down. Patterson trying this straight ahead. Hits a seam at the 40. And he gets this all the way to the 31-yard line. It's a huge pickup on the play. And it'll give him a first down.
Anytime you get that chunk of yards, gosh, you can just feel it in the stadium. It just changes the whole complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end this series with points.
First down throw for May. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Back to the air. It's May. Getting out to his left. Oh, look at this. Here he goes.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. From the gun, it's May. Flush down out to his left. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Monarchs take a second quarter lead. Drake made the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. And 3 first-half rushing touchdowns for him now, Brock. He's shouldering the load for him in scoring, no doubt. But we also have to keep in mind he's very close to what could be tying or even breaking the single-game record for a QB. Prater on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Monarchs break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Prater on to send it away. Johnson with a return here. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. Now this offense ready to head back out. And they're a touchdown back, Brock, as they take over down 21-14. Ball at the 33 for first down. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. Kamara gets it. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Stopped by Grady Jarrett. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Baker now from the gun. This one finds Kelsey. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. So a crazy first half has finally reached the 2-minute warning. The Black Knights working here. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. So once again, J.K. Scott out to punt it away. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Monarchs and quarterback Drake May ready to go once more on offense. And I know we're normally discussing his work leading the passing game, but wow, we've really had to take note of what he's done on the ground. He's leaned into that part of his game early. Here's May. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and tone of this drive.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Completed over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
To the air yet again, May escapes the pocket, and he drives this forward to the 6. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, here's May. Escapes out to the left, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Matt Prater on for the field goal try. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. McManus sends it through. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll turn to the ground game and run this clock out. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Tackled by Keon White there. They won't gain anything on the run as time runs out in the first half. So we've reached halftime with the Monarchs out in front in London. Now it's back across the Atlantic to our studios in sunny Orlando, Florida. Let's hear from Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. It was a terrific first half from the rookie number 3 overall pick, Drake May. And he did it with his legs, accounting for 3 first-half touchdowns on the ground. Sensational. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you have to think,
number 3.
the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Motioning right is Ayuk. On the handoff, Patterson. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds his target, Patterson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 30 yards on that one. And that'll be a first down.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement excellent, and it helps set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Here's May to the air. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, we hear about it all the time. A short memory, right? We hear about it with quarterbacks a lot, Kate, when they make a mistake. But it works the same way for a defense, a whole position group. You have got to flush that big play, come back and play the next play. And boy, did the defense do it there.
He slides to a stop after a great run, but still not quite enough for that first down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing is May. He's on the move. He's running for it. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll give him a first down.
Well, there was no sense in taking a risk down the field when a first down was just a run away. They'll get to reset now and figure out just how they want to attack a new set of downs.
May looking to throw. Throw caught at the 6. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. Give them about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
The give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Looking for Michael Pittman Jr. on that throw. And that brings up 3rd and goal. They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Escapes the pocket, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage.
That's why these coaches get paid, Kate, what they get paid. You got to make adjustments. That's a different look of defense than the one we saw in the first half. And you got to keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, because that effort is going to be key here the rest of the way. Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
On the return, here comes Reed. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Another drive coming up for this offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the gun. This one's taken in by Hill. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Baker to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing, Baker. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Oh, man, those defensive players hate slippery quarterbacks. Near impossible to keep them hedged in or corral them behind the line there. Give aids them long enough to turn a potential loss into positive yardage.
Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going for it again. It's a gain of 12 there. And they'll have 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 46. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Here's a give to Kamara. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Going to the ground again on 1st. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. This is Kamara. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Pressure coming. Baker got his target. It's Hill. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives him 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. We'll pause for the injured player, and oof, not who you want to see banged up. It's Michael Thomas who's hurt, and we've seen him miss some time before. Hopefully that's not the case here. 2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Baker now off the play fake. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. Well, after recording the sack, it looks like he is the one who's shaken up. We're going to get a stoppage here as he gets looked at. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. From the gun, Mayfield. He's on the move. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Such a promising drive and just a couple snaps ago, but now back-to-back sacks, drop backwards, and this field goal, well, it's not a gimme anymore. Got to hope you can knock it through and salvage some points out of a series that went so wrong.
Here's Jake Moody for the field goal. From the left hash, 34 yards away. Moody knocks it through. And that makes things a little closer. It's now a 10-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
On the return, here's Hines. And this drive will start inside the 25. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. To the air on first down, May. Caught by Freiermuth. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Second down now, 7 to go. Shotgun handoff for Patterson. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. That's a pickup of 9. And it sets up first down. They're set up at the 35 now. First down, and they go right back to him. And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. From the 43. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. So nothing but a pair of field goals added to the board as we arrive at the end of our 3rd quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. May now from the gun. This is complete to Patrick. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. This is Patterson on the give. And he's able to get this down to the 36. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
They get to him and bring him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Brought in by Ayuk. He has room past the 25. Give him 32 on that play. And that gives them the first.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Up the middle, here goes Patterson. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. Following the run, we see he's still out there dealing with some sort of injury. They'll head out to check on him. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. From the gun, it's May. On the move, headed right. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Monarchs can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Drake made the touchdown. And if you were the trivia fanatic who knew that Billy Kilmer and Bobby Douglas shared the record for rushing scores in one game by a quarterback, well, congratulations to you. And congratulations to him now, because he's just joined those two as the only QBs to take it in 4 times in one contest. Prater adds the PAT. And the Monarchs take a 3-possession lead. Now Prater on to send it away. On the return, here comes Reed. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Their offense running back out now. And as much as we thought we'd be watching highlights here, talking about this passing game, Brock, it's been the guys on the other side of the ball who've come in and stolen that spotlight.
Yeah, and in an offensive-driven league, and one that's sometimes even legislated that way, it's nice and refreshing to see a defense put together an effort like this.
Amen.
Be the ones everybody's talking about for how well they've played on their side of the ball.
Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Travis Kelce, the intended target. And now they face second down. Throwing again is Baker. Rolling left, buying some time. He's on the move. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, here's Mayfield. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it again. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. Looking for Travis Kelce that time. And that'll bring up second down. Baker now from the gun. This one finds Kelce. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll give him a first down. To throw is Mayfield. Completed over the middle. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. Second and 3 now. Mayfield to throw again. Kelce makes the catch. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Offense set for a first and 10. Baker throwing again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Trying to connect with Tyreek Hill there. And it sets up second down. Running right, it's Kamara. And he'll only get this to the 26 before going down. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down. To throw, Mayfield. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Now hold on a moment, folks. You got a player in some discomfort after that one. He's going to receive some assistance as we take a brief timeout. Here's Jake Moody for the field goal. This 42 yards from the right hash. Moody knocks it through. And the gap closes to 14 points.
If they wanted any kind of shot here, Kate, to come back in this game, that field goal had to go through and make it a two-score game. That's only the first of what would need to be several steps here in a hurry to have a chance to try to pull this out.
On the return, here's Hines. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense running out for a new series, led by their running back. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's May. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass, here's 2nd down. And he can't find the lane before being wrapped up at the line. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down. May now. Escapes the pocket. He calls his own number again. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that play good enough for a first. Big gain, 14 on the play. And they're going to have a 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down throw for May. Patrick with the catch. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He picks up 28 on the play, and it'll give him a 1st down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. May on 1st and 10. That finds Ayuk complete. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Going play action, May. Flushed out of the pocket. He takes it himself. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
Patterson trying this straight ahead. Is in. Touchdown! The Monarchs making a 3-score game in the 4th. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. Prater on for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Monarchs stretch their lead to 21. Now Prater on to send it away. On the return, here comes Reed. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. 1st down, here's Baker. Getting out to his left. Oh, look at this, here he goes. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 29. Dump off caught by his back. He breaks the tackle. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that'll be a 1st down. Mayfield now from the gun. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Offense in the hurry up here. 2nd and 3. Looking. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. He's on the move. He tucks it and takes off. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. He connects downfield on 4. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Working quickly here. Another try following the sack. Catch is made in close. Touchdown. A second touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the field with 2 of them in one game.
1 touchdown, you just might be right time, right place, but 2 touchdowns in a game is always about the preparation. The separations and the preparation. It's doing that work on the practice field and knowing before the game that when my number's called, I'm going to be there to deliver.
Now we've got a pause. Timeout called on the offensive side of the ball. And this onside kick doesn't go their way. The hands team makes the cover. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the handoff, Patterson. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. We've reached the 2-minute warning from London. Monarchs ready to pick up their 8th win of the season. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Right back to Patterson now. And this one does not go far. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Once again, Patterson. And they take him down right along the 30. And right away, we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run here with Patterson. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. The give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4. May now from the gun. He's on the move. He's running for it. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Monarchs, as we say cheerio from London.